Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back again, and I'm hoping that with all the tries that we've done, we are going to win today. I would safely say that expect no buffering today. It should be a smooth sailing. I don't know what you think, Emily.
There was a lot of work, guys, and a lot of time spent trying to fix that streaming buffering situation. Hopefully you guys we will not be having any interruptions today. I hope and pray, because we've tried everything.
Yeah, we are definitely.
And when I mean everything, I mean everything.
No, we are definitely not going to have any buffering. If that happens, then I don't know why. Then I don't know what this thing wants from me. But right now, we should be fine.
Hopefully. So guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another one of our live streams. And yes, maybe some of you tuned in with the previous live stream and you're like, why is it like 15 minutes? We're having internet issues.
Yes.
But hopefully they are fixed now and we can bring you our thoughts on what we saw in court today. Mr. Anonymous, I'm feeling very down.
Are you?
I am. Rata. Judge Rata Mokwatleng.
Yeah.
I'm defeated.
Should.
I feel defeated today after watching the proceedings, because I'm like, what the F? Excuse my French. I don't like cussing. But what in the hell is going on? What is going on? Because at this point, it feels like he might as well just to take over Baloi's job.
Yeah.
I was very, very conflicted today, and I'm like, it seems like already there's a decision that has been made and he just can't wait to get to it. And I also don't understand how, when Advocate Nisi has another case, he's just saying we're going to continue without you.
Because what else does he need from this?
Like, we're going to continue without you. You're going to come back and cross-examine. And with the previous one, we couldn't quite cover everything.
Yes.
But the way he used the judge president, the fact that the judge president said that, you know what, this case is taking too long. I don't know whether you remember those arguments that he made, that the case is taking too long. The judge president, Ledwaba, is asking me, it's like now Maumela is still the presiding officer of this court. And I'm like, now time is a matter of urgency and time is important, because the state is seemingly more prepared than the defense.
Are they more prepared, or they just happen to know what is going to happen beforehand?
Perhaps they know what's going to happen beforehand. Maybe I'm just giving them too much credit by saying that they are prepared. But everything, it just screams that, something is going on that we are not quite aware of. Something is happening in that courtroom that we are not quite aware of. And from where we're looking, something is fishy.
Something's fishy,
Something's fishy.
Well, you're not going to be surprised that the fish was cooked, eaten, done before.
What do you mean?
I mean exactly that.
What do you mean the fish was cooking? It has been done before.
I mean, the fish was cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, it was eaten. And it was tasted before. I mean, this is the same dish.
Tasted by who?
Look, I would like you to I would like not to disturb your process. Let me let you start, Emily, with your process. Then I will come in where I need to come in. Then you will see what I mean when I say that.
All right. So confession statements from accused 1 and 2, pointing out of the crime scene by accused, and warning statements in the trial were expected to be read out in court today. Now, the pointing out of a crime scene referred to when suspects are taken to a crime scene to relate to the police about what happened.
Yes.
This is believed to have been done in the investigation of the Senzo Meyiwa murder case, and the court will hear more details, or was to hear more details on that today.
All
so
right.
the judge this morning said that the state says your client made a warning statement. Are you contesting the admissibility of that statement? And Mnisi said, I don't know the significance of that which the state is calling a statement. So the judge says, I don't know, but Mr. Baloyi is saying he has to hand up statements. Are you challenging that? And Mnisi said, my client never made a statement. Malo says his client also never made a statement. And Munyeki, on behalf of Advocate Mshololo, says that he didn't receive instructions. So Advocate Mshololo was a no-show today. Apparently, she has another case that she was attending. But I'm like, at this rate, I don't blame her, honey, if she decides to prioritize other cases, because, wow, having to deal with Rata every day is exhausting.
Haven't you said that before?
It's exhausting.
Haven't you said that before, though?
I have. But the judge said...
So, isn't that bringing a bit of deja vu?
It is bringing deja vu. It is. Like, I'm so appalled. I'm like, Gek. Even I, for my mental health, would rather take another case than have to face that old man. No way.
Cooked, dished,
And
eaten
served.
before.
Eaten before. And today it was served, ne?
It has been served.
Yeah.
You're
so
just getting the crumbs of what was served.
The judge said that this court rules that the trial within a trial shall continue. The judge took instructions, or the judge asked Advocate Mnyeki if he has taken instructions from accused number 5. So Advocate Mnyeki is the one who was representing Advocate Mshololo, and the judge there was asking whether he took instructions from accused number 5, and Mnyeki said that accused number 5 says that he too has not made any statement. So the rulings stand on the trial within a trial, and Baloyi said, my lord, as far as the trial within a trial is concerned, there are a couple of exhibits the state is going to hand up. The defense confirms they have been furnished with pointing out photos. Nisi stood to say that they have since asked for arrest statements, which they have not received. And the state said that the statements have been furnished to the defense by the investigating team. Have they? The defense is contesting.
You know what I like about this case? When Baloyi speaks, he speaks like something has been done. And I mean, done, not only done, he also speaks like something is not of importance. And then we say, and this is how the case is supposed to be. This is how I always get confused when it comes to that. But unfortunately, this is the situation that we have to face. And look, I thought that I would actually dwell on the issues that Stivovo, I thought he should have dealt with. No, it would be unfair. As much as I'm not saying that Stivovo is actually, I feel like Stivovo is swimming with big fishes, yes. But in all honesty, not only big fishes that he's swimming with, in fact, he's swimming against the flow of water. Do you understand?
Yes.
Not only you are dealing with the big fishes around you,
But
you are also swimming against water. You're trying to reach a destination that is highly impossible to reach, because for me to determine if this man was prepared, he ought to have been given what the clients are going to be dealing with, his clients are going to be dealing with. And what the clients are dealing with right now, it is unclear, but it seems as if it's all about confession, and that confession has not been portrayed as to what length or what level it is supposed to be. So it's like, if I come with a panga and you have nothing to protect yourself with, it's one way. It's going to be one-way fight. No matter how good you are with your hands in terms of defense, but you blocking a whole panga with your own hands is another story. And more so if I know how to use that panga. So what was he supposed to prepare for if no charges, nothing has been given that he needs? Not to say charges per se.
The arrest, though, the
so
arrest
guys, I will be dealing with your state. I will be dealing with the evidence that I have in my position, as usual, as these lawyers normally do. They have that what call, I don't know whether it's debriefing or whatsoever. So tomorrow I'll be calling accused number, I'll be calling witness number so and so. They don't have that liberty.
No.
Like us, what we see on television most of the time is what they get to see. Live, though, within a touch.
I remember also with the previous proceedings where he was saying that the confessions he's been given are very faint. It's almost like he was not supposed to see exactly what the confession is saying. They printed it in a very faint format. I don't know what was happening there. He was saying that the confessions that they gave him were very faint. You know, and I'm like, why would you give somebody faint confessions? Why
if the case was to be a fair thing, and you know that you are going to win a case because your case is solid and your case,
why do you need to
is
do
what
all of
it
these
is.
things? Like,
you don't need to go through, the bush
it's all
and
very wishy-washy. Like, what is happening with the state? Why can't they give the defense everything so that they prepare for their clients properly, a proper defense? And funny enough, he was reading from the Constitution early in the morning. This judge, he was reading from the Constitution, and all of the stuff that he was reading, I'm like, the accused are saying that most of the things that you were reading, those rights there, have been violated. And you are not willing to entertain what they are saying. You just don't want to hear it. You want to hear what the state and the police have to say.
I hear people saying that, hey, it should be Nisi representing these people. It would be nice to have a duplicate of Nisi. But let me be honest with you. I'm not going to take away from what this man is actually dealing with. Even Nisi himself, he's being dismissed.
Yes, but sit down.
In fact, Nisi is not even dealing then with Baloyi. Nisi is dealing with the judge himself. Whether he was going to be given that chance of dealing with the issues or not, I don't think so. This looks like a team effort. There is no way. Where Baloyi runs short, the judge seems to leap and say, let me throw you one killer pass to resurrect you. I see you going down. Do you understand? Yes. There's no what could happen is what we saw happening to Tifo. If Nisi was the only person we have there.
True.
It's good that we have people that now and then the state. Yes.
Reminded me of two particular people, Maubela versus Tifo.
Yes.
That sit down, being instructed to sit down like a child.
And the fact that Nisi is going to deal with another criminal case, it's good for me. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
You need a peace of mind a bit. because you're gonna end up reacting, and there is an IP what that is waiting for you. Would you say that
APC.
Mrs. arguments most of the time are not prepared? They look
They
prepared.
are prepared.
But look at how the judge is acting. The judge is not patient with him. Because what he's raising most of the time is true. That's why they had to go and fetch someone who has testified, who was not called for. Because when he's raised an issue that if you are so excited about what is about to happen, you end up forgetting small details that are very important when you are dealing with the case. And that is what is happening. The mistakes that we see where at some point to defend themselves, they will be telling you, this is for accused number 1 and number 2. Where on earth have you heard that? When these people are arrested for one thing. Where on earth have you had the situation where someone is isolated to deal with Ramusibid alone? Intimidate him in a sense. For me, he looks intimidated. I mean, this is High Court. He's just an attorney. I don't know how many times he has dealt with cases in High Court.
The High Court.
The fact, the surrounding itself is intimidating. The fact that it's in a public eye, it's intimidating. I'm not saying they're intimidating him like physically. It's what the case is supposed to be.
With half peace.
This is high profile case. So do I think that he's not doing well? I feel like it's like an issue of having one player who used to play for Golden Arrows and say, come to FNB Stadium, do what you used to do in Princess Magoko Stadium, where you are watched by at most, with no offense to Golden Arrows, by at most 2,000 people. Now you are about to be watched by 90,000 people. It's a derby. And you are expected to perform. Some will perform, but not all of them. They need a lot of adjusting.
So another part that also caught me off guard was when Baloyi said that we have deleted any parts that are inadmissible at this stage, and all those performances do not include the statements that have been made until the admissibility thereof has been determined. Literally what he was saying, that he picked what he needed for his preparation or his case.
And how on
from
earth?
the statements, the confessions, and everything else. And then later on, the judge said that he did not say that. And Ramusepili was like, no, but he did not mention which particular statement did he say that he withdrew or he deleted some parts. So it was very interesting. I was like,
I have a question.
not only did you not give them every statement, they are saying they don't have every statement made by accused 1 to 5 in their possession, but you have gone on to delete some of the parts.
That basically you have tailored this whole thing that they had in front of them yesterday when they went to sleep into your own way. You are reading a Bible, right?
Yeah.
You get sort of a chapter. Go read according to John, what. As you're about to prepare for that, and you've prepared for that, someone comes in the morning and say, look, actually, you don't need to go through this whole thing. I have summarized what I think the theory of this John should be. You know? By the way, and then it starts. John was this, John was that. John is this, John is that. John is this. How are you going to, if you were to write a test, get similar marks if one read the whole chapter and decided, by the way, this is a mistake that I made in this Bible? As you were reading, also doing the same notes, this is a mistake that they made. Actually, I don't need this because this portrays John in a bad way. Let me just say I only need paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Now let us have a conversation about that. In fact, let us debate about that. How are you supposed to come gun blazing against that?
With no
Considering
full
the fact that you are not
chapter.
even given information
Just given
as
a
to
summary.
what this trial within trial is going to be entailing, which you are supposed to get in any case. Not to say you want what is the strategy of the state when it comes to this case. No, as the judge would like to portray it, and he eventually said it. These people are saying, tell us what we're dealing with. Is it an Uno? Is it a BMW? Simple. I'm saying to you, these are statements. I'm saying to you, these are confessions. Because confessions and statements are two different things when it comes to this trial within trial. Confessions will include pointing and doing all that. But it specifically, it has to do with the evidence that you probably brought out and like the issue of point. While the statement contains confession within it,
Yes.
it's broader. Are we dealing with that? I'm saying these are statements. That's my argument. I'm saying these are statements or these are confessions.
And another question I also have, maybe for our legal professionals or especially lawyers, for this trial within a trial, this trial that's within a trial, doesn't it have a pre-trial conference of its own?
One might argue, as our learned judge brought it to say that now, for me, I'm going to call him the dictionary. As our dictionary said that this was dealt with. And that's what apparently is Ledwaba.
It was not.
Ledwaba is saying that why are they wanting 1, 2, 3? Because it was dealt with. That's what I'm getting. Is the one who's actually responsible for this, right? The case. Yes.
President.
Yes. That's what I'm getting. So, in a sense, whether you came in when the car is moving or not, you have admitted to that. You are actually agreeing to that. So they will deal with you in such manner that you dealt with the pre-trial before de novo. The question then would arise to say
there was no pre-trial conference, right?
there were.
There were.
I think I would like to believe there were.
The ones that lasted for like 2 days or something like that at the beginning.
There were. So my question would be, Emil, is then de novo not saying we're starting afresh
Yes.
every
Thing.
step that was done?
But he keeps bringing up 2021 and 2022, and Ramasipili keeps reminding him that I wasn't here in 2021.
What Ramsey is failing to say with pride, most of them, that I would like to hear from them is that, are they saying, according to de novo, what we are saying is that everything should start afresh? Is that what they are saying?
That is a good question. Does the de novo apply or not? Does it
Or
still
it
apply?
has what, limitations?
Or it has limitations. So we need to be clear on that, because if you keep asking me about 2021, you are referring to a case I wasn't a part of. And on top of that, you are disregarding the de novo situation that we just had. But the way they are just like like they are on the edge in that corner.
It is not
I don't
clear.
know how to describe it.
It is not clear.
If I was in their position, you can't think straight, because everything you do or everything you say is challenged. You stand up is challenged. You sit down is challenged. You can't have time to think, and it's what I felt like Ramosipil is going through. Like he didn't have enough time to process what was happening. I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does make sense.
So the defense was contesting that in the statement, the state intended to hand up that there may be portions which may not be divulged to the court at this stage and may be relevant to the admissibility issue. The state said that it understands where Mnisi is coming from, but those portions have been noted. Mnisi insisted that should have been done in conjunction with them. So all of these amendments and deleting of parts, Mnisi was saying that it should have been done with consultation with them. You know, it's not something that was supposed to be done by the state alone and then give them the summarized versions or whatever he called it, a statement that has deleted parts. You know, he should have consulted with them, so they consult with their clients. Right now, I even heard with the mentioning of another confession that there were amendments made. And I'm asking myself, if the accused have never seen the confession since last they did it, and you are also talking about amendments, why can't you give the defense the original copies as they are? Why can't you give the defense chance to prepare with their clients? Because you are speaking of amendments now, and the lawyer representing the accused is not even sure if that happened or it didn't happen, doesn't even have time to sit down with their client and look through that confession and look at the statements and say, did you amend this? Did you amend that? I was like, yeah, Hashem, South Africa is a movie.
It is.
Yeah. I was like, yo. I can't even imagine what those lawyers are going through in that court. So the judge read section 35(1) of F of the Constitution, saying that the court should be mature enough to know which parts are irrelevant. The court, what about the people that are being accused? What about them? Where's the regard for them? You just read a whole constitution that when you were reading it, the accused are saying most of the things that you were reading have been violated, according to them, according to their version. And now you're reading this section 35(1)(f), saying that the Constitution is saying the court should be mature enough to know which parts are irrelevant. So you are saying that the state, it's okay for them to delete some of the parts and not consult with the defense and not give the defense an opportunity to consult with their clients regarding the removal of those parts.
Yes.
It's fair. That is fair in this court. Sure. I'm scared of South African court. I'm scared of them. Because when all of this is happening and you are a layman, what do you do? What do you do? Especially if you are the one standing in the dock and you are being accused. What do you do? How do you process all of this? So the judge read from this section, and evidence obtained in a manner that violates any right in the Bill of Rights must be excluded in the admission of the evidence would render the trial unfair or otherwise detrimental to the administration of justice. So he was just literally reading this to cover himself and cover the state at this point. That's how I feel, in my opinion. Just to put it on record that he's fair and he would never take evidence that was not rendered completely. So already you could sense that the accusations that accused 1 to 5 are saying happened to them, the bitterizations, the forced confessions, the being tortured, are already being disregarded by him by already putting this section what beforehand, saying that it didn't happen.
You know, Emil, I want to put this on record. We have fixed everything. Our internet is so good, but we are still buffering.
We're still having the same problem of buffering.
Now, that would mean that this is not a network issue. We are on what? the Ethernet cable now.
Yeah, right now we're using a cable.
It gives
guys,
you
and
the
still,
full blast of everything that we have.
and still we're buffering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, let's
Let's
pause.
continue though. Continue.
Okay, I'm gonna continue.
Because we pause only to find that the sound was right.
All right, so I'm just gonna continue with it like this, guys. Our apologies. We really tried everything we could. We even didn't want to communicate because we were so busy the whole day trying to sort out this problem. But, I'm so shooketh. I'm so shooketh, guys. I'm so shooketh. This is just disturbing. You know, when you are flowing and then you're trying to, get to the needs and meat of things, and then these technical difficulties happen. It throws you off, but I'll try to continue. The court says that it can only rule on the admissibility of the confessions after all the arguments have been made. Now, the judge said, I only find in favor of the law. I'm only a servant of the law. The state said that there's no duty on them to discuss the redaction of portions of the pro forma with the defense before it is handed up to the court, because they have had those pro formas and have not raised such issues. But they are saying they don't have them, the state, Baloy. They are saying they don't have all of them. And then what also caught me off guard was hearing the judge say that they are asking you, Mr. Baloy, to give them the preparation of your case, to give them notes of what you prepare for the case. I'm like, that's not what they're asking for. Are we listening to the same? What is going on with these two people? So Mnisi said that he doesn't have the pro forma statement with the redacted parts. Court had to adjourn for 15 minutes to allow the state to make copies of the statement with the redacted parts. So court went back in session and the state called the witness, and Ramosepeli stood to object, and the judge said, are you contesting that your arrest was never arrested, or the accused were never arrested? And Ramosepeli said, arrested by who? The judge to Baloy said, did he make an arrest statement? And Baloy said, as far as that aspect is concerned, we should canvass the issue. And I would like to state that as a fact. Okay, he didn't answer this question. The judge said, you have never challenged your client's arrest. He appeared in the regional court, appeared before Judge Maumela, and appeared before me. The client pleaded, and you confirmed that your instructions are proper. Is that not so? And Ramosepeli said, that's so. And the judge said, and then we started with the trial and there was no challenge. Is that not so? And Ramosepeli said, that is so. And the judge said, now that the state calls the arresting officer, you challenge it. Well, here's the interesting part. When this whole trial began before De Novo, Advocate Difford did it, and look at what that got him. He started by challenging the arrest of all the 5 accused.
Yes.
And what happened? Days later, police came to fetch him in court. Is that not the case? Titi attempted to do it, right, by bringing forth the circumstances under which accused 1 to 4 were arrested.
Yes.
Even read whole essays of them narrating their arrest and how they were arrested, right?
Yes.
It also didn't end well for TT, because at the end of the day, Maumela was just being Maumela.
Yes.
He wasn't the favorite in that courtroom at the time.
Mm.
So now Ramosepeli comes in and decides not to do that, which was a bad idea in my opinion, but he decided not to do it because you can tell he's a man of peace.
Mm.
He doesn't want to ruffle feathers. Understand? But that's something he should have done, because now Rata is bringing it to him that did you challenge the arrest of your clients? You understand? Now him being considerate and not wanting to be a troublemaker, he's now biting him right here in the statement that this judge is making.
Yes.
So Ramasepili then said, that is so. The judge said, and now the state calls the arresting officer, you want to challenge it. And Mnisi said, my lord, the court will remember that the court made an order that the statement must give us copies of the arresting statement and the pro forma copies. And the judge said, didn't they give you? And Mnisi said, we don't have that, my lord. And the judge said, just make copies for them. Wow. Just make copies. What about preparation?
No. You have to find a way of dealing with what is in front of you.
Then Baloy said, can we proceed? He couldn't wait to get started. He couldn't wait to get started. He couldn't wait. Then Mnisi said, no, we can't proceed. The judge got so upset. Mnisi, no, what do you mean we can't proceed? I make that decision. Mnisi said, my lord, Mnisi, just sit down. I make the decision whether the trial proceeds or not. Hebatung. Mnisi wawatu. I namhlanje.
That's why I said, whether it was Mnisi or whoever it was,
it became so hostile so quick.
I think the outcome would still be the same.
Yeah. Then the judge told Ramasipili he's made a decision for the trial within a trial to continue. And if he is not happy, he can take that on appeal. So the state called Colonel Hlanganelwa Moses Mboto, who retired in 2020. Another one who retired.
They go like that. But the older they get, the better they are.
Another one.
Right.
Doesn't have quite
let us now
to lose.
Let us now disturb you, Emil.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll start with this. I'm hoping that. So I want you to look at this. So there was a case, and the merits of the case, whether it happened, whether it didn't happen, and how it happened. Eventually, I think these people were arrested and they were found guilty. This is the case that was dealing. I'm trying to go to the case itself. The name of the guy is Kreji. I think it's
Okay.
Krejis.
We can't pronounce that, so we will
It's a Scandinavian
spell it.
word. It's Krejis.
It's Krejcir.
Yes. Yeah, I would say it's Kreji or Krejis or something like that. Accused, they were complaining here, not about the case itself, about being assaulted, right? So I'm gonna read this. Police tried to hide the assault of one of Czech Republic fugitive Randovan Kreji. Okay, I'm gonna call him Randovan. Co-accused Desia Lupondo, the High Court sitting in Palm Ridge held on Monday. Afrikaans. Annelien van der Haven for Kreji and Lupondo said the police had deliberately kept the page from them, which came from the police station's accused book. Okay, let me just remove these things because I can see. The entry stated that Lupondo had complained of being assaulted by the police as they arrested him on November 2013. The entry was made in the morning. The entry was made in the morning after the arrest. They deliberately kept the page from the defense. They tried to hide it. I don't know how to call this name, Emily. Is it Heaven? That's the person who was the defense lawyer. Put to Captain Bongani Nicholas Gininda, who was testifying in a trial within a trial. That's why I say this thing has happened before. aimed at establishing whether Lupondo had been assaulted into a confession. Gininda took down Lupondo's confession several hours after he had allegedly reported the assault. Judge Colleen Lamont warned Haven on her line of questioning, suggesting that the page may have been left out by mistake. Are those new words to you? He cautioned her on making a defamatory statement. You will pay the damages, Lamont said to her. Haven, however, insisted that the only inference she could make was that the page was deliberately left out. The tension rose in the courtroom as Lamont and Haven exchanged words. Lamont queried why Haven saw it fit to question Gininda on matters he might have not answers to. Gininda was not based at the station where Lupondo had been held, but had been called into an independently to take his confession and admission statement. Same as this guy. Who's this guy who had a voice?
Which guy who had a voice?
Who was at court today?
Oh, Mboto.
Yes, Mboto. As Lamont and Haven argued, Haven allegedly made gestures with her hands and eyes, leading to Lamont saying, there are little things that you do that irritate me about you. It does not help to pull your lip and look at the sky. It was not the first time that the judge had boldly lawyered had been at loggerheads. Lamont said her questioning was irrelevant to the witness. Looking straight at Lamont through her glasses, not even this one had glasses, Haven definitely told the judge she was entitled to question the witness on this point. Now you see the difference. These people, they have luxury of being able to ask the question that they want to ask. You can't stop them. Gininda, who has 20 years of experience as a police officer, remained composed through his cross-examination. He told the court that he did not know of any assault on Lupondo, adding that there was no assault which had taken place in his presence. Haven pressed on and insisted that Lamont was part and parcel of those who had tried to hide the assault. Kreja Lupondo, Warrant Officer Samuel, Saddam, Marupeng, and George, and then Lufe, Siboniso, Mia face charges of kidnapping, attempted murder, and dealing with the substances. The alleged recruitment known as Dr. Nkosi to help smuggle 25 kg of what I cannot pronounce here. He worked for a cargo company at OR Tambo International Airport, allegedly disappeared with the shipment. Craig and his co-accused allegedly then kidnapped and tortured his brother Begulukele in a bid to have him reveal his siblings' whereabouts. Nkosi has also testified in the trial where he confessed to stealing the substance. On Monday, Gininda told the court that before January, he had no involvement in the investigation of Craig Lupondo and other accused. When he took Lupondo's confession, he was not part of any case involving Craig or Lupondo. That's why I'm saying this is sounding like the same thing. He claimed he got involved several months later when he was appointed into a national task team established by the National Police Commissioner Ryan to probe on a case of conspiracy to commit murder. The case in which Lupondo, Craig, and several others were implicated came about following the allegation that there had been plans to kill investigating officer in the matter. Gininda maintained he had followed protocol when taking Lupondo's statement on November 23, 2013. He claimed to have informed him of his right, questioned him whether he had been he has been assaulted or influenced into making the confession. He assured that did not happen. According to the documentation, Lupondo said he had not Lupondo said he had not been assaulted or pressured into the confession. Same thing that was happening today in court. Last week, however, Herve objected to the statement being entered as evidence. She informed the court that members of the elite police unit had been guiding the court, were part of those who had arrested Lupondo, influenced him into making the confession. The officers were replaced on Monday. This is basically the same story as this one. Whether it happened or did not happen, this looks the same. Now, to top it all, here comes another paper. This one is Dispatch Live. This one says that COP wants no order, no video, no broadcasting of the case of Crazy case. This COP is a police officer testifying in the trial of Czech Republic fugitive Rondovel. Today requested that the audio visual footage of his testimony be not on TV. That is Captain Bongani Gininda. Now, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that this sounds the same. However you look at it, it just sounds the same.
Yeah. Then I feel better about what I saw today.
So whether you these are two papers. By the way, the first one that I read was Times Live, and then the other one is Dispatch Live. So haven't you seen this case being taken off air? Not wanting the people to be seen and broadcast and whatnot and testifying. But the elements are similar. The elements are similar when it comes to trial. Yes.
With such an application.
The elements are similar when it comes to trial within a trial. Do you see that?
I see it.
So this has been cooked. This allegedly, this looks similar to what we are seeing.
What's happening with the Senzo Meyiwa trial?
Yes.
This trial within a trial process.
Yes, it's a similar process.
So from the police, it's gonna be deny. From the accused, it's gonna be this is happening. So it's literally their word against their word at this point.
Yeah. So all that you're gonna be seeing is basically this trial within a trial.
And the judge has to pick which side he believes, and we can already see.
Okay, yes, same as this one. They
more.
believed more on the states, so expect this ruling to touch on that.
That
also.
part when he said it may have been taken out by mistake, doesn't it remind you of Rob versus Hepworth?
Yes, exactly.
That's all I'm gonna say. Well, the most interesting thing about this Colonel Mhlangenwa Mboto, who retired in 2020, that I found very interesting is that in 2009 he was stationed at Cleveland Police Station.
Exactly. I also was, I was expecting him to say, I'm here to testify about the Cleveland arrest. Or in fact, I was expecting him to say, the statement of arrest that we are going to read is that one of Cleveland case. But then things started changing.
Well, Mboto said that in his career, he has taken down confessions before and testified in courts. He said that he could take down about 5 confessions a year. He's estimating he could have taken down 100 confessions in his career. So he's bragging about confessions that are made without lawyers most of the times being present. I'm scared of the police.
Well, we can say it's alleged because we don't know whether they are made like they
I'm scared. Hearing just accused 1 and 2, the circumstance. Who makes a confession without a lawyer present?
And you have one. You have a lawyer. Not that you don't have it, you have a lawyer.
Makes a confession without a lawyer being present. Okay, so Mboto was reading from the confession statement made by Muzau Khalelwa Sibiya, accused number 1. He made it on the 30th of May 2020 at 21:45. So this is night time. Baloyi is asking Mboto, or asked Mboto, to set out the circumstances leading up to the confessions. And Mboto said that he was first called by Brigadier Gininda around 7 o'clock at night on the same day, and they agreed to meet at Diepkloof police station. Wasn't he arrested at Tembisa?
Yeah, he was arrested at Tembisa, and worst of all, the man who allegedly transported him was part of the people that were arrested him in Tembisa. But guess what? That does not matter. I mean, I'm sure people were there. There are people that were there. But obvious,
he denied it. And I'm like, you get arrested in Tembisa and you end up in Diepkloof. How does that happen?
Look at how our dictionary likes to change or tweak things. He asked him about whether his duties also include arresting.
Yes.
It is so that we overlook the fact, or we overlooked what is being deliberated there, that this person was part of the arrest from the initial stage. Meaning this person could have been part of the people that were dealing with this man.
So, Munareng of the EMPD arrived on Gininda's instruction with the accused, and Boto said, I greeted him, offered him a chair while he was handcuffed, and I showed him my appointment certificate. He requested me to remove my mask. I removed my mask. And after he confirmed me on the appointment certificate, I put it back. Boto said he offered the accused legal representation, but responded that he could continue without legal representation. The other thing I remember is that he asked me to loosen up the cuffs as they were too tight. Mboto said the accused was sober and he understood that he was not compelled to make the statement. Was he? Boto said that he was informed he had the right to remain silent and that anything he said could be used against him in a court of law. And then he said he understood. He was also informed that he had the right to consult and get legal representation of his choice or the state lawyer, and he said he didn't need a lawyer.
This man was ready to confess. He was ready to confess.
Oh my God! This would have been better with the recording. I don't believe this. I don't. I need a recording like they do it in America. When they make people confess, they are recording them on video and audio.
For some weird reason, a paper, it's my word against your word, and plus the people that you obviously work with.
I don't believe this is how it played out, but it is what it is. Who am I? He said, I don't need a lawyer. There's no way. There's no way. So Boto said, do you understand the warnings I have just read out to you? And the answer was yes. Baloyi asked in which language, and Boto said we were conversing in isiZulu, and I was reducing that to a written statement in English. You know when he said that he did this in 2 hours? So in 2 hours, he was able to get a confession, right? And also ask or get this confession in Zulu and also translate it to English in those 2 hours.
Yes.
So Baloy asked, how conversant are you in Zulu? And Boto said, I'm Zulu, born and bred in KZN. Boto said the accused confirmed that he was never assaulted to make the statement, was never encouraged, nor was he promised anything to make the statement, and that the accused said he expected no benefits for making the statement. Boto said the accused said he was arrested in Tembisa while he stood on the street, and that he was arrested on the 30th of May 2020. Boto said the accused confirmed he had suffered injuries on his wrists due to handcuffs that were tight, and the handcuffs were loosened. Mboto said while they were still conversing before he started taking down the statement, he said, I asked him if he was under the influence of liquor, and he said no. He said the last he had drunk was in March because of the lockdown, and also confirmed he didn't use any substances or illegal substances. So the suspects looked sober.
No doctor, no nothing to come and evaluate whether...
No breathalyzer test. None of that.
This is where then I would say Ramusibedi ran short, because those are the questions that you are supposed to ask. Are you perhaps a doctor in your spare time?
Yes or no? Then they will come in. No, what kind of a question is that?
No, I'm asking my Lord because this witness is claiming that, in fact, he's claiming the state of the sobriety of this person was as
sober.
Clear. And in fact, not only that, the person looked fine. So the evaluation that you made, did you take the clothes off? What did you do? What gave you the impression that the person is fine? Because if the person is fine, or you don't see any scars or anything that you could maybe point, then you can say because of that, the person was fine.
So Mboto said, my lord, the accused gave the statement. We wrote the statement and we continued with the questions on completion of the statement. Upon completion of the statement was then read to the suspect, and he was afforded an opportunity to make changes if he deemed it necessary. The suspect never read the statement himself and clarified where he deemed it necessary. Where? On the English written statement. In 2 hours. I need that picture. I don't see it happening.
I thought he was going there, Ramusibedi, by saying, please read these things with us. Now it's going to take the whole day in court. Please read them with us. Read them and translate them to us.
Yeah. Because when I was so brilliant.
The way you were
under
doing.
2 hours.
Yes.
You're so brilliant.
Yes.
In 2 hours you were
Let us
able
do
to-
that.
And you're saying my client amended the mistakes in English, right, on the statement. So you read it out to him. How did you read it out to him? Did you read it out to him in isiZulu or in English? Because it's written in English. And you're saying what did they amend? How was the amendment process?
Yes.
Describe it for us. So Mboto said the accused seemed relaxed and was cooperative throughout the whole process. Mboto said that I kept the statement with myself and then I handed him back to the officer who had brought him to me. I then arranged with Brigadier Gininda to collect the statement from me and give it to him directly. I didn't even keep a copy. Mboto has confirmed the correctness of the statement before him as the statement he took down and handed to Brigadier Gininda. The state concluded dealing with the circumstances around taking down of the confessions of accused number 1. Ramusipili started his cross-examination. Boto said he knew Brigadier Gininda before as a police officer. Ramusipili asked, did you ask him about other injuries? And Boto said, no, I didn't. I asked him about injuries and he only mentioned the one on his wrists. I didn't ask to examine him. Ramasipili asked, was the interview recorded? And Botto said, no, it was not. Then there was a short adjournment and court came back in session. Ramasipili continued with his cross-examination. The accused said, you did not put these questions to him. And Botto said, no, I did, my lord.
And that is enough, actually, to have a judgment.
So he wasn't questioned according to accused number 1. No questions were posed to him. Because in 2 hours, guys. Excuse me. In 2 hours. In 2 hours, he was made to confess. A confession that took 2 hours.
Yes.
And I'm going to emphasize that, provided that in between there had to be translations. I find it difficult. And now the accused number 1 is saying, no, you didn't ask me those questions. You didn't put those questions to me. And he says, no, I did. Botto said, I did say I didn't expect that EMPD officer who brought the suspect into the station was alone. My experience tells me he would have been with other officers, but I never saw them. And if Brigadier Gininda was there, it means I didn't see him. Botto said, if I knew that he was there, I would have given him this confession. Ramasipili then said, he further said those officers took him to a room in which he was taken. He was assaulted. And Botto said, the only room that I know is the one which I was with the suspect. I don't think a room could just be given to officers to assault the suspect. There's no other room outside which I could say maybe they started there. Ramasipili said, he says, when you came into the room where he was being assaulted, the assault stopped. And you called him to the side and you had documents which you told him if he didn't sign, the assault was going to continue. Now that sounds more like it. In 2 hours, allegedly, in my opinion. Not the writing down, honey. Not the questioning. Not in 2 hours, no. Botto then said, that is far from the truth. If he says the assault stopped when I came in, it would mean I found them in the room. But they found me in the room, and there was no assault that took place. Botto said it is questionable that the accused would have been assaulted in Tembisa, Fosulores, and Soweto before he gave a confession in Soweto, saying he would have been brought to Soweto in an ambulance if that was the case. No, officer. We are not gonna sit here and pretend like we don't know that police can torture you without giving you any scars. Okay? They know where to hit so that it doesn't show. But you feel it. Right?
Yeah, you do.
You feel it to be tempted just for them to stop. You'll be like, okay, fine, I did it. But you have no scars to show. So people have lived.
And you have to report the same people to the same people.
To the same people.
So you'd say, this person did this
one
to me.
beat me. And then what's going to happen when one of your own is being accused of beatings? What are you going to do? Botto has denied that all the accused did was to sign. Botto said, I was sitting with the accused. We started by talking and then we wrote the statement, informed by accused and signed. The entire period from 21:45, I was sitting with the accused. Ramasipili said, he says plastic was used to cover his head and was used to suffocate him. This is another strategy that will not leave scars, right?
No.
But you will feel it. It hurts. You feel like you are all near the door of death.
Yes.
But you don't have a scar to show. What are you going to tell medical officer? I was almost suffocated.
Yeah.
Check my lungs. If you make it there. Or if they allow you to go even get tested because you are under their custody, right? You are arrested. You are captured. So What doctor is going to check on you and give you your medical certificate to prove your injuries?
The same facilities.
So Ramasipili said he says plastic was used to cover his head and was used to suffocate him during the torture. Boto said then he should have told me. I asked him and he didn't say that.
As if you were going to do
for
something.
real.
This person came.
You wanted a confession.
This person came with JMPD.
You were there for your confession. You were not going to leave him alone until you got your confession. What are you talking about? He can't even say he forgot to tell me because I asked him. You were taking down the confession, Wena. You were the one taking down the confession. Okay? So Ramasipili then asked, he says the process didn't even take 10 minutes because all he did was sign because you came with this document prepared. But I said, my lord, let's use your logic. Where would I have gotten this information? Well, according to the accused, their premises were searched. They were searched before they were arrested or after they were captured in the arrest. They were searched, their stuff, right? So it's neither here or there where you got the information. So he said, I got all this information from him, step by step. I wasn't going to allow him to be tortured. And I just asked him to sign. I would be disrespecting the Constitution. Ramasipili then asked, he also says it was never read back to him. Then Boto said it was read back to him, and that is why he was able to correct certain things. Ramasipili concluded his cross-examination, and all other defense counsels had no further questions. The state re-examined the witness. The state concluded the examination. Boto insisted that he got everything from the accused and that the accused also made corrections which were initialed by him on the confession statement. The state now called Nakedi Thapelo Monareng. Monareng is a constable attached to the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. He was appointed in 2008. He's the officer who accompanied Sibia into the room wherein Boto says he was waiting at the Diepkloof police station. Where are the police officers that first arrested them, that did the arrest? Where are they? Where are those police officers? Because ngatikala ekugcineni were the ones that arrested him in Tembisa. He described his arrest through his lawyer, Sipho Ramasipili. He said that he was standing at some tuck shop and then there was a car, a red car. Do you remember that, Mr. Anonymous? A red car that was waiting for him, and it looked like those people were looking at them, and then after a couple of minutes, police with guns appeared, and next thing they're on the floor and they're taking their phones and they're hitting them and stuff, and then they took him to his home. Where are those police officers that did that? Can one of them come and testify? Okay, that whole arrest process that happened with him in Tembisa in the tuck shop.
Yes.
So Monareng said that he joined the SWAT unit in 2009. And he says SWAT stands for Special Weapons and Tactics. He also says that he knows Brigadier Gininda. He also knows Brigadier Gininda, and they used to help them with escorts of high-profile cases. Monareng then said on the 30th of May, I was contacted by Brigadier Gininda. I can't remember the time, but the sun had already set, and he asked that we assist with transporting someone to Colonel Mboto at the Diepkloof police station. Monareng said that they met Brigadier Gininda in Ayrton, where they collected the accused, but at the time, he had no information on who the suspect was. Monareng said, I was with my colleague, Constable Nkosingiphile Maphumulo. Monareng said, upon our arrival, we We called Colonel Mboto and he told us to come in. He was in the CSC office. We got in and we left him in there, and he told us he would notify us once he was done. Monareng said we spent so much time there until Colonel Mboto called me and said we could come in and take the suspects back to Brigadier Gininda. The state concluded leading the witness evidence in chief. Ramasipili approached the witness before he started his cross-examination. The witness, is it box or whatever, to consult with his client. And Ramasipili said, on the 30th of May 2020, were you also involved in his arrest in Tembisa? Monareng said no. Ramasipili said, my instructions are that you were part of the police who arrested him. Monareng said, no, I was called by Brigadier in the afternoon that we should take him to Diepkloof. Ramasipili said, after that, you took him to a place called Litabong, at a place that looked like a municipality building. Monareng said, no. Ramasipili then said, and that there he was tortured. And Monareng said, I know nothing about that. Ramasipili then said he recognizes your face. And Monareng said, no. Ramasipili concluded his cross-examination, and Mnisi said that he will not be available on Monday because he has a matter that he needed to attend, which is another criminal case. He won't be available up until Wednesday, I think. And the judge said that the trial will continue in Mnisi's absence, and he will get the opportunity to listen to the records, and he will be afforded time to cross-examine all the witnesses that will testify in his absence. So court adjourned until Monday.
Right. So for me, there are a few things. I know that some of you are saying, hey, you guys are negative these days. No.
We are realistic.
We are realistic.
We can't get our hopes
No,
high.
we
for
kind of
something
expect,
that
look,
will not be
like
happening.
now, I do expect this trial to go through, and I do expect, and by the way, thank you for the person that corrected me. His statement is vice versa, I mean. The other way around.
Yeah.
The what we call the statement is included in when you are on your evidence. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's whatever that I explain, take it the other way around.
All right.
We have expects, and thank you for
Thank you
that.
for the correction.
Yes.
And please pray for our streaming. Our streaming is going through a lot.
I'm convinced now it's no longer an issue of
Internet.
Of
The internet
internet.
is fine.
yeah.
It's just the streaming part.
Yes.
Yeah, it is really.
I heard someone saying that you must change the router. The router is fine. Everywhere else you can use it. Maybe you can even go live to another channel, the one that we have,
Yes.
to prove that this has nothing to do with. Guess this is just an issue of a channel. I don't know what is going on. Or maybe we should talk about something else. Go live talking about something else. We should be fine. But yeah,
We should
this.
go live to the other channel and see if
No, it's gonna be fine.
the problem.
I'm telling you,
is
it's
not-
gonna be fine.
I wanna see.
Yeah.
I wanna see whether is it this channel or what is happening, because
So-
this is strange.
So the case, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the case is the trial within trial, we are proceeding. Nothing is gonna stop. These people, they're gonna accept this whatever confession.
Yeah.
And if they accept that confession,
Feels like
when they accept that confession, then it should take you closer to the case being closed. Closed how? The state winning the case.
Oh, they're gonna say guilty.
Yeah. Forget about DNA. Forget about everything else.
That doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Confession is more powerful.
Yeah. So these people, I still think they are going down.
The state can't afford to lose this case, that's for sure. And that confession, you saw what happened today. Whether it was done legally or not, it's not Judge Ratam Khotling's prerogative. and he would never accept a confession that was done under those kind of circumstances, according to him. So by it being used, it is merely saying that did not happen, accused. You all are lying.
Yes.
The state and the police are telling the truth.
Therefore,
you all are guilty. You'll go to jail.
yes.
This thing is over.
Yes. Are we being negative?
No, we're being realistic. That's
Thank
what's
you,
going to
my
happen.
lord. Thank you, my lord. I think we will not labor this further. We will let our callers, if they are there, call us.
Yeah, so as you can see, he's in a hurry. This must wrap up. Okay, and that's how it's going to wrap up, in my opinion.
I can bet you, man, of it. This one, this one is going through.
Remember, guys, when I hinted a couple of weeks ago, I was even telling you, Mr. Anonymous, about it earlier, that there was a time where the judge said, appeal, or read the whole thing into the record because this case might go further. And I was like, why would you say stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Why would you hint that your verdict may possibly be put for appeal so early on? And then today he hinted it again. And I'm like, is he trying to tell us something? Like, what is happening? Why are you saying... Before he confirmed that we are continuing with trial within a trial,
That
as
sounds
he
like
was
a threat.
hostile with Mnisi, he said it. He said, you can take this for appeal if you want.
No,
And I'm like,
it sounds like a threat. Like, don't do it. You'll be wasting your time, type of a thing. I mean, why are we talking about appeals while we're dealing with the case?
while we're dealing with the case, I found that
Isn't
very
that
strange.
saying that the decision is almost
Already made.
predetermined? We already know what is going to happen.
The judgment is already typed and ready to be read.
I mean, we have seen the situation where...
How can we forget that incident when he told them to prepare and he already had a judgment and he read it for them? How can we forget that?
We have seen the situation like that, guys, before, where, I mean, the judgment is just read beforehand.
He's done it before.
we have seen a situation like that. Not that we
So
have.
I wouldn't be surprised even now that's the situation. That judgment Dagamawa is sitting in the office in a locked safe, ready to be read.
We're laughing, but but hey,
Guys,
what if?
I will laugh because I find this very funny. I find it funny. And although it is very painful, but this is how I cope with covering this case. I have to find the humor in it. Because if I don't, I will go insane. My BP is gonna go high and I will stop talking about it. And I've even heard people saying they've stopped watching it because of this. It really gets to your heart. And I wouldn't even recommend the Meyiwa family to watch anything at this point because it's pointless.
They just have to wait.
They just have to wait for the verdict.
No, I feel pity for Sfiso, more so Sfiso, and I'll tell you why.
This is heartbreaking.
For Sfiso, seemingly he has been aware of what is going on from the word go. You see, others, at least they got lost somewhere, somehow. They started moving in a certain direction. But Sfiso, being Sfiso, he's been saying, this is what needs to happen. Not all this. In fact, I feel sorry for the people that are in jail for this case.
Yes.
All that needs to happen is 1, 2, 3. And you know, Emilia, the situation of Sfiso is more like what happens here in South Africa. If you kind of understand a bit of politics and you hear someone speaking, you're like, they speak with that bit of naivety. They don't understand what is going on. You feel bad. Mzansi, hello? Mzansi, hello? Yes, sir. Hey, sir. Just hold on a bit. Things are not bad. I'm even down here not because of the case, because I don't know why they are doing this to my live stream. But I'm just so that everyone can hear you.
Okay, we are connecting you right
We are
now
connecting
so that
you.
everyone can hear you. So please hold on just a couple of seconds.
Hey, guys, it's not nice. Yes, we can hear you now. Try again.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, you can hear me.
Yes.
All right. No, good evening, guys.
Good
Yes.
evening.
Yeah, no, someone there can see that you are doing good job.
Yeah.
Look, Mr. Anu, I agree with you. Myself, I see that these guys are going down.
Mm.
Yeah, no, they are going down. But Baloy came with a strategy. He saw good other witnesses at the house and all that are not working, and then they went to this thing of a trial within a trial. And then if we can see, it separated the defense.
Mm.
Because now it's more concentrated on Ramosipi.
Mm.
And then the other defense lawyers, they don't have, their hands are tied.
Mm.
And it looks like Ramosipi is confused now. He's actually not prepared for this one.
Mm.
And the problem is, at the end of the day, he needs a tangible evidence that will hit the state to show that for the confessions of this the co-accused, the accused.
Yes.
So without that evidence, I mean, mouth to mouth won't say anything. It won't hold any weight.
Mm.
But if we can get like you said, the the medical certificate, maybe some sort of eyewitnesses. Let's say maybe the family who visited them in court, and so that they've got bruises and whatever and all those things, some injuries that they can say as eyewitnesses that no, I visited my brother and then I saw he had bruises and all that, and then I went to investigating officer to ask why he's got bruises and all that. That's the only way. But I think without proper evidence, the state is gone.
Yeah.
Because that's why I said it last time. I've got a problem about this trial within trial.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that it's gonna give defense a bit of a trouble. Because now they need to dig deep unless they put something, a secret weapon there. But as I saw Ramosipi, icon. I mean those two guys, those two cops. It was the one who was taking the statement in Soweto.
Yes.
And then the one was the one who was driving the suspect. But now it comes somewhere. He was arrested. Who arrested him? Who is the investigating officer? After arresting him, what did he do? You see, what did he do? But now he's giving us people transportation and the one who took the statement. And then how can you tell us that the person say I have a lawyer, and then say no, it's fine, I'll do this by myself? It doesn't work like that. And why an investigating officer doesn't have a recording device to say, okay, here's the recording device, say whatever you want to say.
Yes.
So they knew that the state, the defense won't have anything because it's a one-on-one.
Yes.
There were two in the office, in the room. Nothing to say that there was a third person or there was interpreter, there was just a person, neutral and think that they follow the and believe you me, police, they stand for each other. Police stand for each other. Even if you can call the one at the gate, he'll always say the same thing.
Yeah,
I know.
True.
The police, They stand for each other. No, my brother is a police officer. They stand for each other, no matter what circumstances. Even if one can shoot the person by mistake, he will come and sit down, and I know. So this one, I'm telling you, I see for this. It was coming alright. It was coming alright up until I think the Baloyi saw a loophole. They said, you know what? Let's take this road.
And there's no coming back in that road.
This one, there's no coming back. Unless this, here we have to see how clever are the defense. And you must look at this. Muni and Solo are the ones that are powerful here. Ramusipili and Numal, they look a little bit scared or,
Yes.
intimidated.
Yes.
And now look who's the first one disputing with Ramusipili. I mean, today he didn't even attack those police officers. He didn't do anything. I mean, there's so much loopholes to
Defeated.
I'm no longer interested. I'm waiting for the verdict. This guy's shame. Those ones, those ones are okay and whatever. They are happy. I saw him in the studio. I think he's recording. Life is going on. Those ones, they know. I told you no longer even going there. It's done. You no longer going there.
Yeah.
Right. No, thank you. Let's give others a chance.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
Stop, guys.
Right. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how things are.
Someone on Twitter says, when certain thing unfolds like this, you feel like you can turn yourself into a qualified advocate and take over for once and turn the whole courtroom upside down. This case is toxic and bad for our mental health. And I agree.
That's it, no?
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Yeah, Buji. Yeah. Hey. You know what, when I put in
Yes.
Fanula Sithemba and Kendeva Maria Ulungle, yes. I see that you judge and Ubaloi, when the show, especially judge, when the show, Uba judge, Afuman say, Avafuman is Avan Benegal. You see? When the show that if we are check the way I entertain and I as the witnesses, you see, if ever this is a well-parallel stage, the Lendo, if not the stage. If ever you take in the opposite, we state, we are Jagazuchat. So the way other entertainer guy witness and I'm sad. We check the way the entertainer la witness is all Lamlung,
Nalo DNA. There was no entertaining.
No. And I have full of especially North 17 would know full of things. No, and a full of Jagamazi. Would you want if ever I was in I no face play without Pluto Mafia Plangi? I'm tradition. I mean, I come to my one year later, then can I put like a what a or not figure oil lawyer and the gay. Only man has been defended. Tell me, when the guy doing in Africa and the land, it's in the chat. Think about what that let's suppose that who behavior and the lap live court. That's because when the land doesn't, let's suppose that. Umamela in Africa Central is stories of the stories of Baba Achus, and then the stories in Africa, the Kalani State, which means among the state. They want a lot. And then can watch the judgment up. And the way in Gokamba, Goku, which is like a cool, Lamala Machita, I cholo and dancing it, yeah. We are watching Gazella Zonge, Fumana, Kiriti Lamati. Well, and I come to my bony or Londole, and at when I put in the palette, I've been in phone and stars, as a ligqitywa lityala akasoze la madoda afumana enantsika netyala never you see wonke umuntu ejongile I mean akho nto singayiboniyo futhi akho nto singayiboniyo and even nenantsika nale nto beyibuza usisi apha ne esithi athi lamapolisa ebembambile lo mfana lo I choose number 1 apha lamapolisa why ugininde bemthathathi bebeyomthathathi lana ke le polisa belomthatha kuthiwa malimsepa lo mjile bexoka namhlanje apha yisi baphinde bamthinisela esitratweni bemthatha esitratweni ugininde baphinde bamthinisela esitratweni ugininde
yeah
yisi aba bantu bebembambile bona bathi yeah and then ujudge uyimamele yonke le nto if there's the way anantsika abhiva ngayo ujudge understand kwezo ntuli every time xa siva into engathi iyabacinezela abafana uboma inhliziyo le idade emafutheni ya kumandi kuyo once nje kathi le nto anantsika sentsho iyasibeka istage umbone ke ngaqala sezathrisi zakhe you see wena buti I promise you umsamaria olungileyo uyeza and understand babonile bayasayila enantsukeni endlini apha kwenzekele yonke laa nto you see baphumile bababhizi ngaphandle sekulibalekile ngoku into zabokhili sekulibalekile isitori ezingahlanganiyo endlini kwakhum ngisathetha ngokhum okay khum ake mhlefuni bafanele mani umprotect yazi babathanda uprotect abantu ake mhlefuni kukhuyinantsika kukho eleko apha ku-TikTok eleko waveza kusaba usanda urekhoda ke wabecula phaa futhi hayi nina niseza kunye nijwayela kabi nina imagine sendingathi ndiyisosi ndifakene nenantsika nesipoti neboba uthetha ngeza lamncwazi wakhe wapha Kekum,
exactly fantastic asingivale mfethu uthethe lapha jo Mzanzelo.
Good evening, Mr. Anonymous.
Evening.
Good evening.
Oh, morning. You almost got us there, yeah.
Morning.
Hi, I'm an old woman.
Yes.
Ukuthi nje akulaleki nje licala yo.
Hayi dona liyahlukumezana shame.
Liyahlukumeza ngempela.
Liyahlukumeza.
Ngicela uqala lapha mina ku statement sebhanka. Angithi le statement besicela ummeli vele.
Yebo.
Manje kwenza njani ukuthi manje sekuyi statement sezokuza sesifundwa against
namangazi
I'll be like asizwe abantu abayazi lo ukuthi bazothini.
One other thing, the judge got a protector that poisa uzong ukuthi not in this court angeke ngivumelele imibuzo leyo lo mfana must not incriminate himself. He was protected by all means. Why manje law a layman lo obhala statement without a lawyer engakwazi kumprotecta that way?
Angeke amprotect you.
And if uma ngaba ngizwe kahle uthe lo mfana ku statement bambuzile lapha ukuthi the statement khona statement osenzile before this wathi yebo mangiqeda ukuboshwa. So all the information le bhalwe lapha ithathwe lapha kula statement. Why ujudge ezenza izinto ukuthi uthatha ama ID number wakho uthatha i
phela iyo lento mina ngivele angiqeda amandla yabona lama question ababuze egcineni hayi lama question la vela khombise ngokuzobala ukuthi hayi khona phela manje engazi ukuthi mhlambe lento ipakiwe somewhere ilindele ukuthi nje bevele beyidonse beyifunde bethi yes this is the case.
Kusho ukuthi vela ama DNA akasebenzi ukuthi
no ama DNA siqedile ngawo they failed dismal. So I didn't expect Pela when he came. Remember that explanation by Waloi Eti, this is we chop and change as we go.
Yeah, Boshilo vele.
Yeah, that's basically what is happening. We try this side and then we fail this side, we try this side.
Into engimangazayo futhi lapha ku-back statement. Angithi uthe lo wasemsebenzini lo mfana ohola nge-25.
Yes.
Manje shuthi umuntu avele aholele nge-25 kuze kushaya i-28. Akakhiphi nesent nje bank.
Andakunamali engenile. Nothing.
Umholo wakhe awungenanga vele.
Akunamali ephumayo.
Awungenanga.
Uyagibela nje kushuthi lo muntu uhlala ne-hard cash vele strong serious ngoba ukumuva kwakhe vele nje umuva vele nge-hard cash.
Kusho ukuthi bamholisa ngesandla vele.
Yes. Bamqhawula.
Hayi cha, ngimdala kodwa hayi cha.
Ayikhulumeki.
Hayi cha. Hayi, labafana babafuna ngaphakathi ngempela.
Hayi bona impela.
Into engijabulela yazi uNkulunkulu akusislima. Angithi banabantwana. They're gonna feel it one day, I'm telling you. I'm telling you ukuthi bazoyifila ngelinye ilanga ngoba uma ungumzali vele angali ukuthi kungaba yigebengu labantwana. Kodwa hayi for icala vele abangalenzile. And manje uRamusipili hayi he's lost. Uyamona nje ukuthi uphelelwe ithemba nje akusekho nawe uyabona nje ukuthi lana nje I'm just wasting my time. I lost from a day before yesterday. Angivele ngambona nje ubedidizela nje ubona ukuthi he's sweating, you know.
He's zoned out.
Yeah.
He's overwhelmed.
No. I've never seen anything like this. I guess
abanye bengena.
Ubekithi ngiyagcina ujudge manje ngoba uyathanda vele ukufunda abo 19 bani. Kuzofundwa ngaye manje yena. Uma sokureferwa ngaye kuzothwa.
This is the worst trial ever. I think. I mean, I think there's always something to learn. Maybe as a judge, what not to do. You know, there are a lot of things to learn about. Yeah.
Ngiyabonga mntaba.
Siyabonga kakhulu.
Nenza umsebenzi omuhle kakhulu ngempela.
Siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga.
Yeah.
So he'll be a case study of what not to do.
I don't know. I'm thinking that let's look at how it pans out, this case, but the case study of what not to do.
As a judge.
Ntanzi, hello. That's my thinking again. I'm not saying that's the case. Ntanzi, hello.
Opinion.
Hey, sir, we're failing to hear you. You speak like you're far from your phone.
You sound very faint, like you're far away.
A bit, yeah, a bit. Let's try.
Okay,
Yes. No, maybe try to call again. Yes. Ntanzi, hello. Right. Let's see. This is this thing of there's a laughing about Kumalos. This case, yeah. Ntanzi, hello. Ntanzi, hello. Hello. I guess you called us and you continued doing what you are doing on the side. Yeah, but this case is really one thing, man. But then again, someone is asking a very crucial question. Remember, I was skeptical about certain defense. I was. Why, when such things are coming out where, people are supposed to be defended, where people are supposed to stand up, people are disappearing?
Yeah.
How about admission of this as we think, if this thing goes through, this case is almost done.
Yes.
We might as well stop calling this 100.
I wasn't expecting Ramosipili to literally be the only one who is expected to fight. I was like, perhaps they would. Now, this is where I kind of missed Advocate Mshololo, because
Zanzi, hello.
I know she would have stood up and did something.
Hey, Mr. Rolman, how are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm okay. Emily, how are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm okay. I still have anything. I understand that this round, Malo is gonna win. This round is gonna win because I listened from CPT. There's nothing that is coming out, and they don't have a strategy to win this round. But even had the analysts for TV saying that this is the evidence that carries much weight. But the only strategy that is left now, when they come to present their case, they need to bring tangible proof that they were not there. That's the only thing that can save them. If you were playing Lobola, the whole crew that was there when Lobola was played, they need to line up and come to court.
Yes.
So that they can prove that as much as there is a concession, that which we can't, the judge acts. But if there can be another proof that can suggest that they were not there in the case.
Yes, the statement came out. The statement is saying nothing happened, no activity in that account. And in court is what you can produce. Whatever you can produce, however you can produce, it becomes the order of the day.
But those statements, the problem is that I think Ramos did it the wrong way. He should not have blown in the horse before. He should have. I believe that if this guy was to make enough service and request that a family member go to bank and take the statement on his behalf, he should have watched it. Than asking the state. The reason why this took longer, they were still trying to find the person that I'm alleging that they can use to do this. That's why it took them so long. So believe me, if CBD kept quiet and he took the other direction of writing enough service given to a family member to go to that bank to get the person, I think the guy had a right to get it. Even if they say he has to pay, they're going to make a way for him to pay so that they can get a student. I think Ramon Sibidi was too excited. He did not know how they did it. But I believe there is still a chance because when I listened to that statement, it was not taken from KZN again. There is a person that was accessed from the KZN to keep that statement. I think they need to go to KZN and try to get it.
Okay.
Maybe that can work. But the big thing that you need to do, the defense, you need to prove beyond the reasonable that these guys, they were not at the street and people need to come and attest to that.
No, I hear you. Zanzi, hello? Yebo.
Ngiyangizwa kahle manje.
Yeah, kuyezwakala kancane. Yes.
Oh, okay. Ngiyabonga izolo man. Ngizama ngibona lapha isinto bekunedethi nyama. Indawo yakho.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I very ukubukela ngesinto nje. Ngiyabona ngale
bonke abantu bezokhonfesa kuyena futhi inamba area yakhe inamba abantu abakhonfesile noma umuntu ohlakaniphile uyabuza ukuthi uhlala ngani noma uzizaphi nangakhonfesa kuyena sakhe lash namba abantu abakhonfesa kuyena ayihambi kahle ayihambi kahle okubi nje ukuthi igama lethu ngoba ngikhuluma nawe nje nami ngizikhathe but ngambona sakithi that I was smart. I know what of the guys who are suspecting the case. I played it in the talk, I go out in the same case, and I'm following the case just to see what where is it for them. But if you see that actually the same time you're facing your country, you seem to realize because these are big ranks supposed to represent us, supposed to fight for our country. Someone but I feel embarrassed because it's unacceptable at all, especially to the people who are facing it. Yes, these guys have done it. But now to crush a young man's career like that, guy living an honest life, just give that to a young man like that, unacceptable. Really unacceptable. That's happening in front of the eyes of everyone. And you are born at the way we are community. You know what now? And in the outcome, already the outcome is already there because the judge is born at the way it's young community.
Yes.
So now I don't know how long like I've lost interest and I feel down. I think nothing to affect really giving my work when you look at it. But these are high rank. We are expecting something special from them. People who stand for what is what is. I think they are doing nothing to
no mfethu sikuzwa kahle kakhulu noma sikulahlekela kancane kodwa ke thank you very much. Chabo. Yeah, the main the gist of this conversation is what is special about this man that everyone wants to confess on.
You know, another thing that I missed, Mr. Anonymous, is the fact that this confession, the 30th of May 2020 was a Sunday night. They did this on a Sunday night. And then Muzi said he had primary school level of education. And yet this Mboto guy was able to do a confession in 2 hours. With someone who had primary school level of education. And then on top of that, he said he didn't want to ask further because some people get offended. So he didn't want to confirm that Muzi's level of education is primary.
Okay.
Ramusipile had a lot to work with. I don't know what happened to him. He was too dizzy and swag.
All right, someone is saying not all is lost. I don't know whether to say this here.
Okay.
Hi, Emily.
Yeah.
Register from the rank marshal when Ntanzi travel to KZN is ready. Letter from Induna is coming for Lobola. Right bank statement is ready. So let's see ukuthi ubaloyi uzothini.
Oh, register from the traveling. Oh my God, that would.
Well, I would like them to start afresh and broadcast because now I would have more energy if that was.
Why can't they bring them now? Bring them now, because wow, we have been through a lot.
It's a roller coaster. You know that thing of why catch that penalty? You missed that penalty. So the gist of the story with the guy that called previously, it was a nice conversation. I hope we could hear him properly, but unfortunately, some of the things also slip. But what he's saying is that what is special? You know where this comes from? There were police of the 1980s up going back. Those police during those times, they worked with confession.
Yes.
And
during the
all
time
their cases were confession. So the question is, it boils back to that question of who confesses these days? Who does something and confess even if they did it? What is the rate of confession? Without duress, what is the rate of confession?
Confessions overall in this country.
You know, that this person would willy-nilly sit down
and confess
and chit-chat with you as to...
has not confessed.
Nothing. He was not promised anything. No money. He was not promised. Yes. We're talking about people that moved out of the country. They are still saying
they were
what is this? Abducted.
They were abducted.
Yes.
They were
so when you have this, what do you call it? I don't know, you just speak sense to people such that, you know, psychology, you deal with psychology.
He even prides himself with confessions. I have over 100 confessions.
No, it's not him. Remember, that's what you're missing.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot fault this guy that much. This guy, like Brigadier Gininda on the other case, he was called. Yes. So that it becomes, I don't know, neutral. I don't know why they do that. So that I'm not involved. You know, it's not me as an investigating officer who does the version.
Without recordings and without actual proof, it's hearsay, is it not?
Yeah.
Is it not hearsay?
Unfortunately, in South Africa, it's not like that. I think it... You see what I always say about this system? This system that we are working with, it's like we are driving a fortune car with parts of the oldest Toyota. You know why? It was made to suit a certain system. Now we are in the system. So why I'm saying that is because at that time, confession or a police reducing whatever that you do into a statement was enough. And there was no basically grounds for you to even argue against the police.
Yes.
You can look at the police as some mini demigod there.
True.
So that's what that was then.
True.
But now, if you look at America, they have videos, they have all these audio things, and we see people screaming. We see people screaming there on the confession room and going cuckoo and what. But at least you get to see that.
Yes, you see the confession was actually
Zanzi,
made.
hello.
Minjani.
Sikhona unjani se?
Hello.
Yebo se.
Kunjani futhi?
Siyaphila mfowethu.
Yeah, ngicela la mphumela Durban.
Yebo.
Ndike ndayithetha le nto. I think 2 weeks back ngimubukele ngiyala but I know man. The guys are going down. It's unfortunate. They are going down. Looking at, because each state is such a even though but we can report that for that as no judge, no prosecutor at the same time. The problem in now defense ayikwazi ukuba uprove into baba bengekho eforce
because now the thing they need to prove that they were not on the scene. But it seems like it's tough. Even the statement, even though his statement, the bank statement was edited. But I couldn't understand this one. I history of the bank. Because even if Matua by edited the bank statement, but if you credit, there is a very low bank about is a very credit. Even the total we were paying, never going to never keep it. Who's a value away that you don't know buy. That's the only way. If I slow ones alone, unfortunately, we are down with that. I choose number one. I take 3 or 4 or 5 thousand from a party, 1 or 2, unfortunately. But
on what basis is it going down? Remember, there is a lot of things that are still not done here. Now I'm changing. I'm on a different team now. The mastermind is still not in jail.
One of our on a case, the first thing for the buyers of never about money, but money. Then you said against the man go to Mshama, go for so up Mama Bate to come to Bama, Baba's state business. I don't think so, Baba, but that's okay. Uganza ya kutka the kumpazi kame also impersonator mastermind.
Ay, yabona mfethu ngeke ngayisho lento kudala ukuthi siyabona. Okay.
Well, if ungakusebenzisa nje iqiniso kahle le. Okay, anyway uzofumana ntoni for babulala. Labulala ukusenza. Ahangomfa wengathathwanga lo muntu. Why is I cheating? So we don't know why it's for man. Yabo. In strategy state, don't be surprised to yana master. And if you kunja, don't be surprised if it has a little direction. Yeah.
I say
but at the end of the day, so the Saga thing finally just imali yomnikelo sinikele into bakwanje ku-appeal. I think that's the only option is now ku-appeal le case ukuze mhlawumbe amajida afumane i-fair trial because angeke bayifumane unfortunately.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Yeah, playing with a very nice theory there of what if these people seemingly are going down, the accused, and then also saying, when I asked about the question of the mastermind, then was that there is more to gain from Senzo's wife, fiance, than Kate. The question was she even convinced that she's a girlfriend? I mean, we have people here who believe 120% that they are doctors. South Africa, our land.
No, I would say that since they bring up this Tembu thing, she already, perhaps, in my opinion, saw herself as the second wife.
And she was a savior of this man. I mean, who was this man in any case, according to her? An unknown man.
Nobody. He was a nobody. Nobody
Mzanzelo.
knew who he was before he dated Kala Kamalo.
Mzanzelo?
Hello?
I say, how are you?
Hey, Mr. Anonymous, how you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good.
Emily, how you doing yourself?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. Hey, I'm calling from America. And I've been following you guys, I think, for quite some time now. And started watching this case pretty much from Netflix.
Thank you. Thank you for following us.
Yeah. This is sad, man, for South Africa, man, because some of us, like when we look at South Africa is the first world of Africa.
Mm.
And then we see things like these.
Oh.
For me, I feel like probably this might be one of those sacrificial cases where justice system has to be changed when people are looking at a case like this.
Mm.
You know, because the whole world is watching. And then you have a judge that is pretty much in his feelings on every case, like he's on a menopause or something. Right? He's mad all the time. He's just mad. He's mad at the defense. Like, they cannot even just do anything without him, like, either throwing some hand gestures or something, you know, like he's irritated. And then you have a prosecutor who keeps bringing new evidence every time. It's like the ground is not even level. At what time does the defense have to prepare for the case?
Mm.
You know, none of this stuff to me pretty much it makes any sense. It's very unfortunate. Like, those 5 guys, in my opinion, they got nothing to do with this case, man. But they might go to jail. Mm-hmm. That's the way I'm looking at it. They might go to jail, but they have nothing to do with this case. You have somebody who's going to confess. There is no recording, nothing. There is no lawyer. And he just gives you a statement willy-nilly just like that. Mm. And they know they're going to go to prison for a long time. That ain't happening, man. And for somebody to brag, like to say, hey, I have 100 confessions. How do you get those cases? How do you have people to confess just like that? That means something is done behind the scenes. And Emily, you did mention something like, when those people whoop you, they will not whoop you in the spot that everybody's going to see it. They're going to whoop you underneath your feet. Mm. And nobody's going to say, hey, let me see your feet. They will whoop you. Mm. Look at America. You know, like when people like the people that go through let's terrorism, like let's say they get arrested when they throw them in there. When you get punished, you will say whatever that they want you to say. Mm. You know, unless you have been in those people's shoes, you're going to do whatever that they tell you to say, man. Yep. If they say sign here, after you have been tortured, you're going to sign that paper because at that time, all you're thinking about, you know what, I want to live to see another day.
Yes, exactly.
But the justice system is in trouble. This is where I feel like the jury system must be introduced, not to let the lives of 5 people to hang on one man who is older than his feelings. That's my 2 cents.
Oh, we hear you. We hear you.
All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you. That is true.
Someone on Twitter.
That is, just a correction.
Yes.
We were perhaps painted as the first world country, but I'm not sure anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, there you go. All these things that you see here. But,
guys,
yeah, Emily, say what you wanted to say.
Someone on Twitter says, Senungu, just because of deleted information on statements, someone might spend 25 years in jail for a crime they may have allegedly not done.